The first pickup truck, how Henry Ford built a workhorse and started a revolution. Imagine a world where the farm cart and the carriage were the fastest ways to move people and goods. No pickups. No tailgates. No one truck does all. Then, one day in the 1920s, farmers and tradesmen began to take something ordinary, Henry Ford's Model T, and change it with their hands. That simple improvisation started a revolution. This is the story of the very first pickup truck, how Henry Ford saw the future, and how a machine built for work became the heart of American culture. Before the pickup existed as we know it, people relied on horses, wagons, and railways. The early 20th century was changing, industry, roads, and cities were growing, but everyday utility vehicles didn't. Enter the Ford Model T, introduced in 1908, nicknamed Tin Lizzie. It became the people's car, inexpensive, simple, and astonishingly mass-produced. By the mid-1920s, over 15 million Model Ts had rolled out of Ford factories. People loved them. And some of those people were farmers who needed a little more from their cars. Farmers began converting Model Ts into makeshift trucks. They removed seats, bolted on wooden beds, added hooks and rails, and in doing so, invented a new idea, the pickup. Henry Ford didn't wake up one morning and decide to make a pickup truck. He was a student of demand. He watched how people used his cars. Where others saw a chassis, Ford saw behavior. Customers adapting, inventing, and reusing his vehicle for heavier work. The Model T was cheap enough that farmers could own one, and practical enough that they could adapt it. Ford's genius lay in two things: lowering cost with mass production and listening to customers. By the early 1920s, the improvisation on farms had become a signal. People wanted a factory-built tool, not a field-modified car. Henry Ford responded.
The company moved beyond merely selling cars. It began supplying vehicles designed for work.
I have attached the link down in the description. Go and watch the interesting facts of creating the first machine-driven vehicle.
Let's back to the Ford.
In 1925, Ford introduced the Model T Runabout with pickup body, essentially the first factory-built pickup truck, designed specifically to meet that emerging need. It was modest, practical, and immediately useful.
Part 2. What the first pickup looked like.
The first factory pickup wasn't a chrome-heavy behemoth. It was a Model T chassis with a factory-offered pickup body, a wooden bed, simple steel frame, and the same rugged specs were: chassis, Ford Model T platform. Engine was 2.9-liter inline, 4 gasoline engine. Power was approximately 20 horsepower at low RPM. Transmission, 2-speed planetary. Wheelbase, roughly 100 inches. Top speed, about 35 to 45 miles per hour depending on load and gearing. Bed, wooden planks, factory or dealer-installed pickup body, modest payload capacity for farm chores. That 2.9-liter 4-cylinder produced barely 20 horsepower by modern standards, almost quaint, but the Model T's low weight, simple gearing and broad torque made it capable of hauling small loads across farm tracks and rural roads. Fun fact about the Model T was, its simple design meant they could run on a variety of fuels and be repaired with basic tools crucial for rural users.
Part 3. Why the pickup was needed.
Why did the pickup appear? The answer is practicality. Rural America needed a vehicle that could move people by day and cargo by night. Horses had limitations: maintenance, cost, and speed. Farmers wanted an inexpensive, reliable, all-purpose machine. Think about a small farm in 1924. A tractor was expensive. A truck was unaffordable for most. But a Model T, affordable because Ford's assembly line pushed costs down, could be converted into a light utility vehicle. Families used one vehicle for everything: errands, hauling, and even taking produce to market. The pickup addressed that multi-role need.
Part 4. The moment Ford went official.
Ford's decision to offer a factory pickup in 1925 was practical and strategic. Instead of waiting for the aftermarket, the company put the pickup option into its catalog. That move changed the game. Suddenly customers could order a pickup designed and guaranteed by the factory, stronger, more predictable, and backed by service. Imagine ordering your car and choosing a bed. That was revolutionary then. It shifted the pickup from an improvised solution to a mainstream vehicle category. Once Ford standardized the pickup, competitors followed. The pickup category began to formalize dedicated beds, reinforced frames, and eventually heavier payload ratings and specialized bodies. In other words, an industry was born. Part 5. Stories from the road. Farmers, blacksmiths and deliverymen. Personal stories tell us why the pickup mattered. A Nebraska farmer wrote that the Model T pickup halved his time bringing milk to the cooperative. An itinerant blacksmith could carry tools between towns. Small businesses began delivering goods with a single vehicle. The pickup democratized utility. During a harsh winter, a Model T pickup helped move a neighbor after a storm. The vehicle was simple, fixable, and resilient when horses could falter. That reliability translated into trust, and trust turned into sales. By the late 1920s, conversions and factory pickups changed rural life. Fewer horses, faster deliveries, and the beginning of modern logistics.
Part 6. Design evolution and tech impact.
From those wooden beds and 20 horsepower engines, the pickup evolved rapidly. Steel beds replaced wood, longer wheelbases improved capacity, bigger engines arrived as road networks improved, and payload ratings became standardized. By mid-century, pickups moved from purely utilitarian vehicles to symbols of identity, a place families and workers both trusted. Technical snapshot. The Model T taught manufacturers an important lesson: market demand adapts quickly. Customers who needed utility wanted factory reliability. That insight carried into decades of pickup evolution: heavier frames, more powerful engines, and features that turned trucks into daily drivers. Fast forward a century, and pickups are sophisticated tech platforms, integrated telematics, advanced towing aids, and electric powertrains. But the lineage is clear: it starts with a simple farm idea and a car that people reimagined. Part 7. Ford's Model T moment and the next revolution. Now, history circles back. Henry Ford democratized mobility with the Model T. Today Ford talks about a new ambition, a modern Model T moment. The idea is similar: mass-market access to new vehicle technology. Ford plans to start that chapter with an affordable midsize electric pickup, targeting about $30,000 and expected around 2027. If Ford succeeds, we'll see what the Model T did a century ago: a new, affordable vehicle platform that transforms daily life. An electric pickup at a $30,000 price point could open EV pickups to millions, tradespeople, small businesses, and families who've never considered an EV truck. Imagine the same social and economic ripples as the Model T: faster, cleaner, and electric. Part 8. Why the first pickup still matters. The first pickup taught us three things: utility, accessibility, and adaptation. It was a product born from user need. It changed how people worked, traveled, and lived. Today's pickup evolution, from diesel giants to hybrid and electric midsize trucks, carries that same DNA. Conclusion. From barns to backyards, from wooden planks to battery packs, the pickup's journey began when people refused to be limited by tradition. Henry Ford listened, and the world changed. If Ford pulls off its next Model T moment, history may repeat itself in electric form.
Subscribe, hit like, and tell us, what would you carry in a modern $30,000 electric pickup?